Here's another fun one. And tell the sweet folks online.
Promo video for the Greeley Children's Chorale.
Looking at AI, looking how people are using it.
Oh, I can talk about Captional. I mean, Captional is using AI.
And then we went to the link, filmed it on the green screen, and then I used AI.
Between Claude and ChatGPT and whatnot.
I don't want it to be like 100% AI. The AI is like a perfect.
You had to snapshot that 3D render. I'd love to see that again because it's oh, that's amazing.
I don't know what you're going to do with that, but
Einstein behind us. All that is happening within the AI space. Countless hours building out a vibe-coded software. He built that trad marketplace he used to be to kind of learn from how they bought that domain and then scaled the business. He's using the AI stuff within investments.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might need a sweater too. I'ma put a ride on ya. Kid from California, trying to make it in life in school.
Daniël-James, Vandenberg here. We got Einstein behind us, and we're downtown Greeley making another content piece for all that is happening within the AI space, within what clients are doing, investments, like what AI investments have been used or capitalized on, how car dealerships and automation have played a part in where we're going. It's not been all sunshines and rainbows, right? So at the end of the day, like, how is that impacting the things that we're accomplishing and working towards? We'll look at some friends of mine, coworkers who've been building with AI. What do those projects look like? What do client projects and websites look like that are still moving forward in a direction? How do we think about all this stuff? And what's the real on everything that's happening? So yeah, let's jump into it. There is the space that we're at. I am Nomadic, so I'm here maybe like 1 day a week, and then I'm at sometimes I go work in a lobby, and other times I'm at the gym. But it's time to skedaddle onto the next piece. And then my buddy Blaine, this is the church that they go to, and it is St. Pat's. He built that trad marketplace. He used to be my old landlord at the MJC building. And yeah, he's got that irishflutestore.com, which is super blast to kind of learn from how they bought that domain and then scaled the business. There you can see one way. I think the coolest thing about their building is the lion mural, which the previous owners designed. They do property management, real estate, and a bunch of other cool things. Yes, we are at one of the Nomadic spots, the desk here at the DoubleTree. So you'll see the fire spot behind me, and the screen quality is not going to be the highest here on the recording side. Nevertheless, I'm still going to make this happen for you guys. We're going to record it and go through every piece with all the things that we need to cover. So I'm going to kind of drop this off and we'll start here. So one of my favorite aspects is using the AI stuff within investments. And what does that look like? What does that entail? So obviously, you know, you can kind of go really deep on this stuff, but all I would do is I just go and break out the different categories of ideas, and then I build these pies and then compare each pie until I get the winning one. So out of all of these, from B level, A level, solar, you know, ETFs and stuff, I just like something where like it's been up 80% for 3 years, it's been up 33% in 1 year, and this is the category. So QQQ, XLE Energy, bonds, the financial sector, you know, aerospace, Vanguard Utilities, iShares Gold, and spot miners. So yeah, that's going to be on the financial fun piece that I like to look at. Now your financial planners can look at things like this and come up with something similar. But AI has really made it so that your allocation is really good, and it took me a while to find the one that I wanted. Now I do the crypto stuff separately. It's got its own account, and yeah, it just does its own thing. And recently, thinking about where we wanted to go as a company, we finally got something pretty cool happen. It's been the wild west in AI, and where like companies are maybe overcompensating or undercompensating. But we were able to, through a program called Colorado Apex Accelerators, plus one of my mentors, her name is Carolyn Terrell. She's a consultant. She's done about 16 billion in government awarded contracts. She helped us get approved on state, federal contracting, so prime contracting, and we'll be doing executive like trainings for proposals, and it just levels everything up for not just us and the clients, but also our future capabilities. So this is our capability statement, lots of words. The most important thing here was that we have done a subprime contract in the past with the Department of Commerce with a gate hydraulic company called Buy-In, and basically it was prisons, schools. They would do the gate hydraulics. We would come up with 3D videos and web marketing tactics for like, I think it was a 1 or 2 year program, which was super fun to see the progression of that and how it played out. But yeah, thank you so much to you guys, and Jim Kidd as well on that board. It just opens the door. So if you think about where's your company going, what can you add to your skill set and your tool set? Next is therapy, business consulting, Sienna dolls. Thinking outside the box of like, hey, I need someone to help me rewire my brain because I'm so infiltrated with the noise and things that are going on. So she's been a game changer. Definitely check out her stuff. She's writing a book, finishing a book, super fun. Here's another fun one. Mentioned him before, but Phil Van Durnen with Captional. And tell the sweet folks online what awesome things Captional does and RV Fiber.
Oh, I can talk about Captional. I mean, Captional is using AI to live transcribe and translate in-person events. So we're making the world so much more accessible with AI, and also using AI to add features and functionality at a pace that I could not do by myself.
There you have it. Thanks, Phil.
For real. Did you want to see my captions?
You may. Look at that.
See? My captions are right here.
So innovative what's happening these days.
And they're translated right here.
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't know what you're going to do with that, but
Just throwing it right into a different language.
Yeah, right? There's Spanish.
That is amazing. Go check them out. You will see their stuff online everywhere. It is super fun. So much happening in this little office. So I'm at the Ambry office space. As I'm recording and working on a few things, looking at AI, looking at how people are using it, one of my coworkers, Peter Romero, is doing some amazing things, and I'll just say hi to them.
Hey guys, I'm Peter Romero, and I've been working on this promo video for the Greeley Children's Chorale. And so I filmed it down at the Link, the Library Innovation Center in downtown Greeley. On the green screen, I got 2 kids from the choir to act this whole scene. And then we went to the Link, filmed it on the green screen, and then I used AI to create these backgrounds. And then I'm writing the music in Dorico. So
fulfilled your quest. I will grant you 1 question.
So all of that, the whole background.
the background,
is you had to snapshot that 3D render. I'd love to see that again because it's
yeah. So instead of just,
and those are real people, by the way. So
the characters are not AI, but
Yeah.
the people, the backgrounds are AI, and it's using this new
art world thing.
this new tool by OpenAI, where instead of creating a still like just one image, you create an entire 3D world
That looks like a matrix
with AI, and then you can navigate through the world and then take various pictures within the space
That is awesome.
and export them, and then it'll render them at high resolution.
And that is why we rely on people who are developing, or it's like becoming an extension of who you are, kind of like Iron Man. Whatever Peter's good at, he's getting like 10 to 20 times return better from that. So that is just one amazing example. I wouldn't get overwhelmed with that, but that is incredible because you're like taking your skills and stacking them.
Yeah.
between Claude and ChatGPT and whatnot.
Plus like directing and writing and
Yeah.
composing and all that stuff too. So you like integrate. I don't want it to be like 100% AI, but the AI is like a part that can help with it.
That is awesome. That way you don't get AI slop. And go check him out on his socials. And he's worked on a lot of projects like Captional, and your sound machine is another big one. And so he's kind of everywhere, but he's like, I always call him the Swiss Army knife. And that is the coolest thing ever that we just got to see. Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, Daniel.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Now, who else is using AI? There's so many people in my network, but one of them is Jonathan Friddle. And this is like another thing that we think about is like, what is it going to make you better with? If you're a 50% developer and a 50% machinist, it's extending out of who you are already, right? So once again, hiring someone else, building off of that. So obviously he's coding here and building amazing products through that. If you look at one of his videos, which I got over here, custom made a steering wheel for his vehicle with that new, machinist that he's bought, product that he's engaged with. Another good example is Trad Market. Like I mentioned in the car earlier, he's obviously gone ahead and got an AI developer and then helped him build out this marketplace. So that's like eBay, but for fruits and for instruments, traditional instruments, and you get to list your product on his platform and go through the process. So add to cart. See, with these kinds of builds, you got to get to the meat and potatoes of what you're building and for who, and then use developers or web designers like us to get there. Also Captional Phil, I mentioned him earlier with that caption program. He's got RV Fiber, which is that fiber internet for RVs. This was a redesign we just did, so we're seeing clients come around and say, hey, we want redesigns. And they got a video header and they got the ADA, which is very important. We're going to talk about that in a second. How everyone needs to have that on their website and move that through. We have plans that are inexpensive and upgrades for clients who don't have it. You get a 5,000 tax credit, and I used to harp on that. But a friend of mine, or actually my sister-in-law, told me something very important about it. So we're going to mention it pretty soon. So a few things that they did too is they expanded, and Google Maps has been harder and harder to get approved on. And we've been using some really cool AI tactics to get approved, to follow the process. But we have a partner account where the approvals are a lot easier because about 80 to 90% of our accounts get approved quickly. And another fun build that we did, and they've got an AI chat, is this La Tara Yumara Market, just downtown Greeley. You guys have all seen the blue building. We were honored enough to do their build for them. Okay. Another fun one is Valdez Plumbing. They have a lot of great reviews, and one thing we did was video content and being authentic and tasteful. In the season of so much noise, what's going to stand out at the end of the day is being authentic. So being authentic is going to allow us to do that. And just, you can't put those emotions above of like the integrating of AI and the principles that are flowing around. One of the ways that we do it is through something called Zapier, and nowadays they have something called N8N, but be careful with exactly which apps you're plugging in, because now you can plug in apps, you can plug in tone of voice, and then you can let it go from like, hey, ChatGPT, you do this, go to my contacts, pull a summary and get the email ready for me to go. But then again, your client information still has to be protected. So you can go into anonymous mode. We're really thinking about bringing back the Maximize AI workshop, and I think we just may. So the Maximize AI workshop had like a 3.0 at the link library, but we talk about the AI callers, after hour sessions, just going really like executive consulting on AI. 80 to 90% of executives don't know how to use AI, why AI exists, and how they can implement in their teams. I think it's 80% of executives have a gap. AI consulting stats. So it looks like this. A lot of people are using AI just on the basic form of this, but it's so much deeper nowadays. So only 5% of executive decision makers use AI daily, and 57% lack the skills to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug into that, allow other people how to use it, and show them the showcase, okay, like the pieces of the puzzle in our like mapped out methods, our science experiments, the crazy experiments we get to play with. And then another one, we did the Oil and Gas Expo for a while there and helped them try to promote their golf tournament. So that was a lot of fun with Nayeli at Proactive Safety. Super cool project. But back to the ADA stuff. If you don't have this button on your website, you guys have seen it looks like this. You really need it on there. It's got the vision impaired, the ADA, and now what lawyers are doing is they're getting really clever. They're finding disabled people, going to your website, and then filing a lawsuit because they can't access or use the website. Super slimy, man. Slimy dogs. But we have a plan where if you're an active client, you can upgrade for like $80. If you're a non-active client, there's like 462 plans. There's ranges. But we can help you get these things set up, especially if you have questions. Do a free audit with us. Just request it. Talk to me. I'm happy to showcase your stuff with the team and see how we can help. You get a 5,000 tax credit annually, and it has some AI stuff plugged into it. Jeez, I'm saying that word so much. Recently, we also got to the legend status of Wix, which has AI built into it, and it is getting phenomenal. Like, we're starting to be able to see the learning module search traffic and how AI is interacting with that. And here's one of the issues. When you build a flat website with AI, there's vulnerabilities and things like that. And switching developers you lose stuff along the way. So we very much urge clients we build within a framework. So everything we build is like framework 1. Is it going to go through Wix? Is it going to go through a Zapier or a platform? Nowadays they have something called NetN, which is like Zapier. And let us build off of that. Let us become the super powered person along that journey. So another thing we've noticed was car dealership marketing. We had a sister company division, and that was focused on mostly phone calls, click conversions. Our data to turn around on AI marketing ad campaigns is like so quick now. Like the feedback loop between knowing, okay, is YouTube display, Gmail, or Maps working better, or influencer marketing? Okay, switch tabs, go this way, do this, do that, right? Constant feedback loop into, even in the sense that you need to build like a thing that sends you a summary every day of your email, what's the objectives, what are you focusing on, those hyper detailed execution points are going to be the game changers for you as an individual. Obviously data reporting works and does what it needs to do, but yeah, so what we did with this program is we built AI above of like a CRM system for clients. Instead of going in, we would still send the lead into the CRM. We just built it like beyond that. In the past, we could say, hey, we can't build this for you because you've built like a locked system and the software company like owns you. So now we can build around that kind of stuff. And podcasting, clients who make it a certain level, we do podcasts with and have fun in that realm. We're going to do more guest shows potentially and see if using that content and repurposing it from other people's shows is worth going into. And then lastly, one of the big ones is a friend I was on Samson Jagoros' Pain to Profits podcast. Now it's called Main Street. I think it's called the Main Street Capitalist or something. But look at this graph. So the places that AI is starting to not affect is like installation, trades, right? But management, finance, computer, social services, legal, arts and media is a big one that's being kind of pushed out. However, you still have the technical pieces and the structures you need to build through it. But his company is a phenomenal example of growth. this is clearly acquired. Big shout out to them for having us on their podcast in the past. Look at their dashboard. Look at it's like a market platform for buying and selling your business. And when I pulled up his data, which I usually do for clients, I was like, whoa, what did they do? Like, what have they been doing to grow from here to there? And so I used my trusty GPT to figure that out. So the way that they grew so fast is content SEO, backlinking, clear niche positioning, AI narrative platform, financing, marketplace advisory. They got 125 advisors on board, looks like, trust and credibility, and then LinkedIn and YouTube presence. Like if you look at his LinkedIn posts and the YouTube posts, they're shorts. Like the shorts are working. So Samson he follows trend sometimes. So like this one has 42K views. So he's talking about funding and money and billionaires and like, trending topics with large dollar bills behind it. Cha-ching. Anyhow, this is something I wouldn't always suggest for everyone. Delete everything built from scratch. Like if you have that kind of budget, yes. And we've seen that with clients. They've gone, hey, let's like rework everything and we'll consult throughout that process. SaaS is dead. This is like bold claims. The future is A players are delivering 20 times output. So I can definitely see that. It's true even within our team on how things work. I watched this video from Dan Martel, and he's basically deleted ChatGPT to go to Claude. The issue, however, is one will do well, then one won't. And his theory was ChatGPT is kind of like going bankrupt, where Claude is now charging more user limits, but he wants his team on the cutting edge, so they all went Claude. But it's a very developer-focused platform where ChatGPT, you can kind of model it to what you need. So with all that being said, I think there's a massive need for us to redo the workshop, massive need to do more consulting, to show clients how they can download certain tools and like strategies we've already been building, and executables within those strategies that are like revenue tied. So that's about everything that we have to talk about today. For our clients and everyone, we're constantly improving. Thank you for being part of the journey. Thanks for the support and being part of the ecosystem here at DJM Design. With some of the new builds, the developing on client, like team acquisition side, we're just super duper thankful and pumped as we keep going forward.
So as you can see, we're on a mission to rework, revamp, re-showcase a lot of the previous things that have been happening in the space of, that buzzword AI or extreme automation, coding, and those things. You've seen some examples. For those of you who have watched, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Daniël-James, if you see me around, I'm kind of got my laptop bag running around from client to client, or sitting and doing workshops or online things with you guys. And a lot of the breakthrough I'm seeing too is some redesigning, some consulting in the space has been popping off. So if you're curious, try and do like a free audit with us and go through the process, or jump on a workshop session or a group session, and we can talk further and have some fun and explore together. Cheers.